everyone, it's Holly and
Brandy,
and she's here to help me motivate you to enter my contest.
do it.
Do it. It's the January contest, and January is only on for 2 more days. And I would say most of you qualify to enter. You just need to do a few things like place an order of 100 PV, which is about $100. And then you can enter again if you place an order of 300 PV and get all the freebies from Young Living. And you can, if you join ER for the first time, you can enter for that. If you join While Ago, which is the, do you have that in the subscription? It's free shipping for a yearly subscription, just like Amazon Prime. So it's amazing. And I just recently spent $371 on Essential Rewards points and got everything for free from Young Living because I redeemed my points. And so if you're not on Essential Rewards, it's just such a great way of getting things for free and of making the most of your buck. I didn't even have to pay for shipping because I was on While Ago. Let's see, what else can you do? Oh, if you're a new member and you joined this month, you can enter my form. Or if you sign up a new member, you can enter my form. So I'm sending this email with the form link in there, so all you have to do is just click it, take a few seconds, fill it out, and then you have a really good chance of winning because there's only 4 people who have faithfully entered my form. So I hope you do. But here's what you would get. I want to show you my loot. And then Brandy is a aromatherapist as well as a chiropractor, and she's my neighbor. And so she has some things that she's going to share, a little bit of value added about carrier oils and how you would know which one to choose because you're going to need to buy some of those things for your stash. But okay, so my favorite thing lately has been these aroma glides, which you can get it from Young Living. You can also get them at Amazon, but I like the quality better at Young Living, and you don't get any PV for buying these, but you can get them right with your order. So you would be getting this, however, I don't know how many this is, 9 or 10. And all you do is when you've got a bottle like this, you just, what I like to do is wait till it's halfway down, because I've been diffusing it or whatever, and then fill the rest of it up with olive oil. And this is my little jar of olive oil, or fractionated coconut oil, or whatever. And then pop the little roller glide on like this, so that you can just roll it onto your skin. This one is called Faith. But isn't that a smooth feeling?
It is.
I love this. So this thing has changed my life. I don't use roller bottles as much as I use these now because I absolutely love them. And they're really easy to put on the bottom of your feet at night, or on your thyroid, or whatever your purpose is for the oils. So these are special, and that's one of your gifts. And then, speaking of roller bottles, these are a blue one and a brown one, with, which you can, why don't you show the ones that you made there?
These here, some blends. This is Sleep Ease Roller and Mental Boost Roller.
And what oils are in it?
Let's see, so for the Mental Boost, it has fractionated coconut oil, which we'll talk about more in just a little bit, cedar wood, and peppermint.
Okay, so how do you make a roller?
So you can just fill it up, like you said, with however many drops. This one has 15 drops of cedar wood, 13 drops of peppermint. And you put that in there and then do the rest with fractionated coconut oil. Kind of roll it a little bit like this, kind of shake it up. Then put your label on there, like you so pretty, printed it out, and then use...
It doesn't have to be pretty.
Doesn't have to be, but it helps. And then you can just put some tape on it to cover up the label, and then just push this right on in, and then screw the cap on.
Actually, screwing the cap on will actually pop it down, and so that's a great way to get it in place. So yeah, so there's 2 roller bottles that you would get for free, and this is an inhaler. Have you ever used an inhaler?
I have, I think once.
Once?
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's kind of hard to get this out.
But it was already put together when I used
Was it?
So, yes.
Somebody put it, oh my gosh. Can you kind of play with that and see if you can get that out? Then I have, oh, here's another little roller bottle, but it's a tiny one. And so you would use less amounts of the actual essential oil in this one, maybe, I don't know, 10 drops instead of maybe 20 or 25 in the other rollers. This is a Boston Round. It's a 2-ouncer, and I like to use it. You can do it for whatever you want, but I like to keep Boston Rounds with olive oil or one of the carrier oils in it, so it's easy for me to keep in my purse and always have with me in case I want to dilute my oils, which Brandy's going to talk about why you want to do a carrier. Is that impossible?
I think so.
Okay.
At least for me.
All right, well, I'll tell you what, I'll get a different one to send in with you so you guys don't have problems, and I'll just tell you how it works. So inside of here is a wick of cotton, and it's almost like a little tampon or something.
It is.
Actually, that looks like a tampon. But what you do with that wick is you take it out, and I promise I will send it already taken out so you don't have a problem. And you just soak it into the essential oil. This one's Harmony, which is my latest rage. And you soak both ends, and then you stick it back in to the little inhaler, and then close it up. And then you can smell it. There's no oil in this right now, but it's a great way of keeping, having it in your pocket or whatever, just to get your oil without having to take the actual oil bottle with you. So you get one of those, and you got an empty. This is one that I've used up. You should see my basket of empty bottles from the 4 years I've been with Young Living. It's pretty amazing. And Young Living is recycling them. So if you want to send your empty bottles to Young Living so that you can recycle, that's awesome, but I always use mine. So the way I use it is something new I've learned is if I want to make a blend that I use all the time, like lemon, lavender, and peppermint for seasonal things, instead of having to make individual pills and freeze them, where you do 2 drops of lemon, 2 drops of peppermint, and 2 drops of lavender, and then adding the rest of the carrier oil in so that when it hits your stomach, it's protecting your stomach. Instead of doing that every single time, which I did for 3.5 years, you actually can make that blend in a bottle like this. So you have a third of the bottle lemon, a third of it peppermint, and a third of it lavender, or whatever blend you're using. Maybe it's a headache blend or something. Then you take that and you can just put directly using these little pipettes. You can get the oil out and from here and put in your 6 drops and then add the rest of the carrier oil. So that's just a really fun way, a fast way, or even better, you could probably even put the carrier oil in there right away so that you just take it directly in there, and then you can freeze them. So make sure you label them, because if you don't, you will get confused. And that happens to me all the time. I have one over there right now that I have no idea what it is. So label. But that's just to show you how you can use that. And then lots of little pills, little gel caps that will dissolve in your stomach. So that's taking pills internally. Never ever take essential oils internally if they're not from therapeutic grade and from just a real pure, nothing but the oil. And so it's one reason why I love Young Living. Very few companies make oils with such integrity as we do. So be careful with that. A lot of times you'll see little labels at the grocery store, at Earth Fare, or whatever, that will say, never take this internally, and that's because they're not pure. So just be really careful. And of course, if you're listening to this, you're on my team and you're already using Young Living, so just wanted to remind you. These are for aromatic use, like you can make a spray of peppermint or whatever. Here's a tinier spray, and you want to show how you would put that on?
Yeah, so it'd be just similar to how we did on that one. So we have the label. You get some clear tape. Is it stuck?
Just use packing tape.
Yeah, just packing tape. You can kind of lay it down, make sure this is centered on the tape. Then you would put it here and start in the middle.
Right.
And then wrap it around on each side. That way it's centered.
Yeah, so I'm going to send the Thieves label if you want to make this into a Thieves Cleaner spray bottle, or you could just make it into a peppermint spray bottle, or lavender and purification, or whatever you want to do. It's totally up to you. Another thing I'm gifting you, and we'll get into carrier oils in a second, is this book, Fearless, which I hope most of you have, because I've been sending it out, because it's probably the best book. Have you read it?
I have not.
I'll give you one. It's probably one of the best books I've ever read on how to use the oils with confidence. So it has a challenge, an 11-day challenge of taking you step by step through using the oils you've already invested in your starter kit in a very practical way and a daily way, to the point where you are confident using them, and the first thing you go to is your oils and not an over-the-counter drug or or potato chips, or whatever it is that would be your go-to, this book will really give you confidence to use your oils and know how to do them wisely and effectively so they work. Okay, and then I have a little bottle brush because I thought I'd throw one in, and I have some pipe bits, and I'll probably throw a few more in than that, and three little tiny spray bottles. So these are all the aromatic ones, and I would say in here maybe you would put 8 to 10 drops of the essential oil, and then you can use water for the rest of it.
So that would be good for like a perfume?
Yeah, you could use that for a perfume. You could put jasmine in there. I carry Joy in my purse with that. Sometime we should probably dump out our purses and see what's in there as far as oils. That would be a fun game.
Yeah, that would
at
be.
Our next party. Of course, now that people heard that, they'll just bring it all. Okay, so we're going to talk about the carrier oils, and this is the last thing I'm gifting to my winner. So be sure you fill out the form. Is a little salve container, which the way you do this is you would take the carrier oil, and she's going to talk about why you would choose different carrier oils, but we'll just talk. Want to hand me the coconut?
Yeah.
This one we'll pretend we're using coconut oil.
Well, we're gonna use it
yeah,
for
this
that
one.
one.
So coconut oil is solid at room temperature, and so what you would do is you would take that solid oil and you would put it into here. And the way I make it into a liquid is just stick it into a pot of warm water, the little jar, and it will turn it liquid. Then you take it out while it's not too hot, and you add your oils to it. Eucalyptus for a chest rub, or frankincense for along the spine, or peppermint for waking up, your temples. Anything that you want to make a salve out of. It could even be for chapped lips or whatever. That's what this little container is for. So, Brandy, why don't you tell us about why you would choose different? And you can talk about the face food. Why you would want to choose a different carrier oil, and what's the difference between a carrier oil and an essential oil?
Okay, well, sure. So a carrier oil is just like it sounds, right? It's going to help carry those oils. It's actually going to help make your oils last longer because you're not having to use as much. And some oils actually really need to be diluted if you're going to put them on your skin so they don't irritate your skin too much. So there are different ones that you can use for different reasons. We'll start with coconut oil. We just got to see that. So that actually will create an actual barrier on your skin, which, like I said, some of those you need. And it keeps the oils on the skin surface, which would be great for all the different ones that she's talked about. It's the slowest absorption. Now, coconut is a nut, so if you have a nut allergy, do not use it. Another one we'll talk about is actually my favorite. It's grapeseed oil. You can actually use it in cooking. It's anti-aging, and it helps the skin with producing collagen, which is why it's anti-aging. So that's a great one. I use that one every night, and especially in my skin food that Holly and I made. I just absolutely adore it. Side note, grapeseed oil is also a great makeup remover. So if you're using any kind of over-the-counter makeup removers and you're putting that in your eyes, be very careful what you put in your eyes. Just use something like grapeseed oil, wipes it right off. Even waterproof, which is really hard to get off. So keep that in mind. The skin food was made with fractionated coconut oil, which that's just one, like coconut oil is normally solid at room temperature. The fractionated stays a liquid. That's because it's been broken down, but still has all the great properties. So this one has rose in it, vitamin E, which is great for wound healing, for scars and things like that you may have on your face, frankincense, myrrh, geranium, and lavender. And one thing I've noticed from putting this on at night, it actually helps me sleep. I think because it's got the lavender and some of those calming oils, that when I wear this at night, it actually helps me sleep better.
Wow.
So I just love that.
It makes my skin feel so fresh and nourished.
Yes. Well, it is nourished.
Yeah.
It's getting nourished.
That's why I call it face food.
That's perfect. I love it.
Yeah.
Another one is olive oil. Not only is it tasty, but it's also good for your skin. It's rich in vitamin E, so a lot of good properties there. Vitamin E also normally has like a lot of antioxidants, so it's a great oil. You can use it on baby, sensitive skin. So olive oil is great. Jojoba oil. Am I even saying that right? Jojoba. Definitely saying it wrong. Okay. Remember Christmas when I'm thinking about that oil. That one's also really good for wound treatments. We don't actually have one here. That's okay. It's used in acne treatments. So you can be assured that if it's used in acne treatments, it's not going to be clogging your pores. So that's really important for some people. Grapeseed oil also is not going to clog your pores. These are all great oils. Sweet almond oil, once again, if you have nut allergies, avoid this oil. It helps retain that skin moisture, so you can kind of use it as a moisturizer for that. Use it on your hair, on your skin. A lot of beauty products actually have this oil in it. And so another one, this is actually one exclusive to Young Living, is the V6 oil. So this
It's so luxurious.
is it? I'm
Yes.
excited about this one. It has coconut oil, sesame oil, grapeseed oil, sweet almond, wheat germ, sunflower seed, and olive oil. So it has basically all those oils we just talked about,
Right.
all in one.
So you could just make your face food with that.
Okay, so any oil.
Yeah. And it might even be cheaper just to buy that than to get all those different carrier oils and try to remember what they're used for, because that is just luxurious. And it's not that expensive. I think it's $20 for that amount, which is, it's pretty precious. Those are precious oils.
Yes.
Carrier oils. So I hope that makes sense. Oh, guys, I've been working on my my website. So I'm trying to, I'm a wild woman, and so my hat is Wild Blessings, but under that is the plant medicine. So I do have a place in my menu for essential oils, and under that I'm doing all kinds of blogs for you. So Saturday, Brandy and Heather and Allison and I did a class at my house on energy and oils, and it was amazing. And not only did we talk about oils, but we also talked about, what else did we
Talked about chiropractic, we talked about breathing, we talked about benefits of jumping into ice cold water.
Because we did that.
we did that.
In the New River.
Yes, talked about sleeping. We talked about creating a sleep sanctuary. We talked about all kinds of stuff. It was
Yeah, and we
awesome.
ate a lot of really energizing food.
Yes.
And the whole focus was energy, and we used oils in all of this. So I'm trying to put it into a video. We danced.
Yes, we danced.
And we did. Oh, and Brandy's a chiropractor, and she has this crazy, crazy awesome way in which she does chiropractic. There's lots of different modalities, but I think this one's going to be amazing. And she's going to be a mobile, she just moved here from Texas, she's my neighbor. She's going to be a mobile chiropractor where she literally drives to you. And so I'll put her contact info in my email. So I love you all. Sign the form, for heaven's sake. Most of you are ready or have qualified to enter, and if you haven't ordered yet, check out Young Living's promos for January, because they're amazing. Free Panaway, free dye dyes. If you spend $100, you get free dye dyes, which there's no way that we would live without dye dyes around. It's always in my, if I don't have a backup, I get another one. And so it's free this month, and there's free, I can't remember, there's free lemongrass, I think. There's a bunch of things. So check out my blog on January freebies, and that will tell you all the things you can enter as well, besides just Holly's giveaway. But please do. God bless you, and thank you, Brandy, for helping me.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Okay, bye.